Peter, and this is, I hope a lot of people, Peter doesn't know, by the way, each one of these customers has no idea what I'm presenting of their websites to, and a lot of this is, I look at what they're doing, and I take it to use real life examples of what's happening to all of you, so you're able to just see how different contractors approach the problems. Peter, in this case of full service property management, he is not a user of the software. Our relationship is only such of working together at the marketing side. So unlike Ken, which is kind of like a win-win relationship for me, because in addition to having the vested interest to help him bring in more leads, I obviously have the vested interest to, the more leads he has, obviously he'll be creating more estimates in my software, and the circle, the merry-go-round goes round. In this particular case, with Peter Full Service, he's only, I don't want to say only, he is singularly an SEO client, and the commitment is every 90 days. So at any given time, if I'm not able to help advance him further, he does have enough knowledge to go further on his own. The question is, obviously, well, if he's always able to keep taking one step, two step, three steps forward and gets more activity, it's a very simplistic, no-brainer relationship to stay, but there is no commitment other than is it successful or not. In this particular case, Peter, bear with me before I show something to everybody, because I found something that just was humorous, so just give me a moment. But in this particular case, Peter's website, he started taking various jobs and just started manipulating his homepage, which is fullservicepm.com, to take work and keep moving his business forward. And in his case, his latest news, it was comical, but his latest news was he did a job for pest control. And when you go to this page on pest control, you'll see something about rats. And I loved it, by the way, only because I was going to make a little offhanded joke about, I thought he was joking about some of these lead service companies, but instead it was real. So I'm going to just throw that little jab in there just for humor. But in this case, this is an example of, here's what the point is. Even though it is a real portion of his life, and he deals with pest control, and I can see, if you look at the bottom, that the first thing says rats, and I can't see where at my page is what the other items are that Peter listed as the extra things to do. But the bottom line is, he came up with a smart methodology to enhance the pest control side of his business, talking about some of the things that people don't like to talk about. And so what's happening is, here's what the relevant point is. I have spoken to enough remodelers who have told me about that they've gone to a job site, and as soon as they pulled the cabinet away from the wall, there was this problem and that problem and all these unexpected things that the customer expected them to eat because they should have known, and things like that. And I tell them, right there, that was your opportunity, because you have so much unique content about your own experience. Take a picture or two, and immediately even create challenges, ABC company faces, and then challenges, ABC company faces with kitchen remodeling, with bathroom remodeling, flooring, roofing, couldn't care less what it is, but it's a way for you to take your real experience, simply type up a little story, and create more content. And this example, this analogy I'm using with pest control, even though it's rats and I'm making jokes with the comparing it to lead gen and so forth, it's still helping grow his business. And I could even see that he's doing maintenance, pest control, the word rats, and every other buzzword that somebody may begin to search for help on, and he's doing it strategically. So Peter, I appreciate you putting that there. I didn't know if you knew which I was going to select or not, but it was just a relevant point for all the remodelers who do run into so many problems, or every industry runs into problems. The point is, even a problem could become optimized content for your website. So with no further ado, Peter, if you're there, if you could please just introduce how long it took for you to kind of embrace being able to understand to take this type of information and being able to change your homepage, append to your homepage, add new pages and change existing pages, just knowing I say that in one breath. Based on us knowing each other for maybe 6 months, how much time did it take for you to just embrace it, that you could leverage it to your advantage?
Well, I started getting after it, Brian. I started about 5 months ago, maybe about April, and every day I would spend about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, just kept tweaking and adding, like you're talking about, to the website. And that probably went on for about a month, maybe a little long, maybe 4 or 5 weeks. And some days I might put in more time than an hour, and then other days I would miss it altogether. But I would say about an hour a day, an hour and 15 minutes a day, just kept tweaking and working on it to get it to where it is now.
Tell us a little bit about your activity, because you sent me a communication recently, which was actually a little bit exciting to see, but you seem to be getting a lot of activity lately.
Yeah, kind of like KP Carpentry, I really didn't even know what SEO was back in April. I kind of had an idea. Actually, I kind of did have an idea because I was getting hit up by all the lead gen and the SEO companies, the guys who want to do SEO for you and you pay a high fee. They all saw my site and they realized that I was ripe for the picking. And I just kept pushing them off and pushing them off. And then I got on board with you, and they were all, prior to getting on board with you, they were all telling me, well, you have to pay all this money, and it's going to take about 3 months before you actually see any real results. So fast forward to April, and I started working with you, and sure enough, about 3 months later, it was about July, calls started to trickle in. And of course, I'm always asking, how did you find us? Because we're one of the best kept secrets in Seattle, I think, or were. And they would start to tell me, we found you on Google or some other search engine. Well, then in August, I track my leads, and in August of this year, which is about 5 months after meeting, hooking up with you, we had 50% of our closed leads actually came from organic search, primarily on Google. And it's a huge number, to the point now where for the last 2 years, which is as long as we've been in business, we were at 2 primary marketing efforts where we were spending our money. And we have now taken one of those efforts, and we're not doing it anymore. We're saving the money. We're spending about $450 a month on this marketing effort. It's direct mail, if you need to know. We're doing away with it because, A, we just have too much growth and we need to control it. And it's now being replaced through organic search engine optimization.
Also, you were the gentleman who I pirated your email to me. I know you weren't going to yell at me, so I just figured I would now let the cat out of the bag that it was your comment earlier about the book. And for what it's worth, everybody, I do have I like to have not just a customer who I bill and help, but also a relationship. But Peter, I think, initially just bought the book to shut me up because it said buy it, and I think you might use it. So when the email came in, it was just perfect to give the moderator, the host of this webinar, just a little plug, because they put a lot of effort into something a long time ago, and I'm just glad that it helped you beyond whatever I felt it could help you.
Yeah, it's true, Brian, because we also have a maintenance side of it, and I'll be the first to, you don't know what you don't know, and I didn't know what that guy was doing, and I opened up Michael Stone's book, and within the first 10 pages, I was going, oh my God, I need to change some things seriously here. I started putting numbers together like Michael was talking about, and it's empowered us, that side of our business, incredibly. And now we're not all the way there. I only opened the book about 3 weeks ago, but I'm reading it, and we're making some major changes. And I'm really, really excited about the direction we're going, because I think now, looking back, I can see that we were just destined for the maintenance side to just bleed from us. And now we have a plan of action, and it's a profitable plan of action.
I need you to just validate this, because I just got a private communication. So since money seems to be something that everybody doesn't mind talking about. The first thing is, Devin, you can sell the book two ways. Is that what it is? One or two? There's electronic and hard copy. Is that what it is?
We have the printed version and we have the ebook. Yes. Yes,
Okay.
both printed and ebook.
When he's talking about the book, I don't know what he did, so I honestly I haven't looked at it. The printed version, how much is it? $35, $40, something like that?
We have it right now at $33.50 plus shipping, so it's about $40, $35 to $40.
And they could also get an electronic version?
Yes, the electronic version is about $36. It is not a PDF file. You need to have e-reader software, which is available for free if you don't have an ebook reader. But yes, it's about $36.
Okay, so for the private message, I just expect you to tell me that you bought the book too, just to appease me, because I'm sure you'll be happy there. And then to answer the other question that came to me, just so Peter, because this is what's happening, so I want you to just explain it, since the way you just expressed your 6 months. I keep getting questioned about my price, and which is, by the way, so you invested with me so far. You've been with me, I believe, 2 quarters. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I believe. Mm-hmm. Okay, $426. Bottom line, $426. Are you happy?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now let me answer what the question is for somebody. People don't believe how I could charge that amount. So let me be clear to people so you understand what all of these customers, including if you sign up today to take me up on that offer on where you're going to be 6 months from now, let's just make sure you understand the process. All of these people that are on the phone, we are not living a life where we're talking all day, number one. It's a very strategic relationship where I walk people through a process, but we all know you guys are busy. So it's not a 24/7 relationship. However, when I respond in a very particular proprietary way, we all have a give and take where there's everyone, when they send me a note to say, Brian, whatever, check out this rat page. I'm just making it up at the moment. I didn't check it. I actually am going faster than Peter had a chance to tell me the page existed. But if this is what he asked me to review, and let's make believe it's a Monday, they all know I will get back to them within 2, 3, and 4 days at the worst, which is rare, but it happens. And so because of the price, it's a synergistic relationship where I send something extremely thorough and organized with print screens and arrows, and they get back to me knowing that when somebody sends me a communication, you just take a breather, go live your life, and know the next communication is coming with a very thorough education towards the next thing to do. And keep in mind, no one is thinking for the immediate lead that's coming this Friday. So in order to keep the price point down for the contractor, there has to be a little bit of a give and take between what's expected of me and what's expected of the contractor. So we're all living a realistic relationship. And so, Peter, I just want you to kind of, just whoever's listening that's asking this in a more of an anonymous way, when we go back and forth and you send me a note on a Monday, what would be the worst you would expect on how much time goes by, worst case, that goes by that you have not heard the next logical thing to do next? And it's okay to go whatever worst case may be in your mind.
So that expectation is usually within 48 hours. I mean, by Wednesday, in that example, if I hadn't heard from you by Wednesday, I'd probably be, I might push it to Thursday. It just depends on how busy I am. But usually by Wednesday, I'm expecting, Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm expecting a reply. And then by Thursday, I'm scratching my head. And by Friday, I'll probably go, did you get that email? I'll follow up with you.
Well, I would like to then tell you that that's exactly how I needed you to express it, just so people understand that the relationship is not going to be where you call me up, I call you right back. It's more of a very paced, separated, but it allows you to go slow but methodical and come up with something that all I care about is when you tell me 50%, 40%. Those numbers are just phenomenal, but I do know why the lead gen companies would then just hate you and me, because you're not paying anybody anymore. You're on your own. So I do appreciate you giving some math behind it as opposed to just generics, and I wish you the best, and I definitely will be following up with you on taking your rats to the next level.
Thank you very much, Brian. I'm enjoying our relationship as well.
Thank you so much. And by the way, for those people listening, this was the next question. All of these people are accessible offline. They know that their websites are being presented here, so if you need to talk to somebody on a separate, related conversation, by all means, they all know that somebody may contact them. So the answer is yes, you can contact any of the presenters. They know that may happen. Thank you, Peter.
I already muted him.
Oh,